Hi, this is Adam Kunzmiller with Board Game Geek at Gen Con 2019, and I'm joined by Isaias Vallejo with Daily Magic Games, and we're here to talk about Thieves Den. So Isaias, what is Thieves Den?
So Thieves Den, it's a card drafting worker placement game, and the game takes over 3 rounds, and each round is split up into 2 phases.
Okay.
You have the drafting phase, which is very much like Sushi Go. So each player would get 4 cards. We would pick one, and then we'd pass the rest to the other players, and we would just keep doing that until we have 3 cards or sometimes fewer cards in front of us. So you can go ahead and, show them. So if they have the lightning bolt, you would get that resource or thief immediately, and then that would be then banked for later, and then the rest would stay in front of you. Then we would go into what's called the thieving phase, and that's where the exciting stuff happens, right? So that's the worker placement thing. So each of us starts with 3 thieves here, and what we can do is we can send the thieves to our own locations to steal treasures, or we can send them to our opponent's locations to steal treasure. So if I did that, on this one, I could get a wild, so let's say I picked up a red, and then I picked up 2 thieves from the pool, and because you drafted this card and you own it, you would get 2 thieves as an owner bonus.
Got it.
So it's very much, it encourages player interaction as you want to draft cards that the other players want to place on, so you can get bonuses. So that's a very basic action. Another thing you could do is spend some treasure here to bribe the wizard, and those are all special powers, of course. Each one of them is unique, and they cycle out at the end of the round. Another thing you could do is go down here and pay the witch, and she'll just give you straight victory points for the treasures. But of course, this is not the best way to do it, right? We want to save up treasures to fulfill the contracts here for the fences.
Okay.
So that's where another action
that's what you're using these tokens for.
Yeah, that's what we're collecting them for, is to get the victory points for fulfilling the contracts on one of the fences. So let's say I wanted to do this one, I would have to send a thief over to send my treasures to the fence. I would put the treasures on the fence, and then that stays there for the rest of the game.
Okay.
So as we're taking turns, the resources, the thieves, everything is limited, and eventually everyone is going to pass. So at the end of a round, what happens is anything that is on a fence card will get dumped back into the supply, and then we will bank this for later. And then if we have any thieves in front of us in locations, those thieves then will go into
so
that
they become our thieves.
Yes. Yep. And then we would bank those. So we're going to play that for 3 rounds. And at the end of the game, what we're trying to do is look for majorities. So of the cards you drafted, right, we are looking at the
symbols in the top left here.
The symbols on the top left. So those are the card location icons. And each player is given a secret scheme card at the beginning. And for each pair that we get, we're going to get bonus points for that.
Cool.
In addition, every fence that we draft is also very important because up here they also have icons, and that's what this is up here. So the person who has the most of that type will get those bonus points.
Got it.
Yep. So it's for 2 to 5 players.
And how long is a typical game?
45 minutes.
Nice.
Yeah. So very simple. Card drafting, worker placement, mashed together.
And is this widely available now, coming soon?
It should go to retail in a couple of weeks, and then in 2 months we'll have the expansion out.
Yeah, and I noticed you brought this expansion here. So we have Thieves Den, Fortune Favors the Bold.
Right.
How's this mix things up?
So that introduces new modules into the game, and what it does is it adds the fortune dice. That's where the name comes from, right? Each side has one of the treasures and then one of the thieves. Yep, and then so we've introduced a new boat tile where you can go and roll the dice. We've introduced new...
Oh, and it just overlays perfectly under the board there.
It goes right on top. And then we have new wizard tiles that we've added. And of course, new cards that you can integrate into the game, and these will let you roll the dice, of course. And then we have the unique player powers. So each player is giving one of those, and then they have that power for the rest of the game.
And when is this expansion available?
That one is going to be in October. Yep. And the last thing is we have new score tiles, and those will give you a lieutenant, and each player can then use that and never lose it.
All right. Well, thank you, Isaias, for talking to us about Thieves Den and the expansion.
Thank you.